Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Today is November 4th, 2020. We are still continuing on with our Unit 3 place value. And today we are comparing and ordering decimals continued. And in your notes, go ahead and write the blue underline title, Comparing and Ordering Decimals Continued, as the title of your new clean page. Today, in this lesson, students will continue to practice comparing and ordering numbers through the thousandths place. You guys will need your math journals. You do not need your Orgo. Today, we have everything will be done either on Google Slides or on Google Docs. So all you need today is your pencil, your computer, and your math journal. Again, this part, you don't have to copy it down. If you want to have this copied down in your notes, pause the video here. That way you can go ahead and write down the place value chart. How can we compare large numbers? You can compare large numbers by thinking of a place value chart. Here we have a huge number that is two of them lined up. So the first one reads 12,489,015 and 459 thousandths. The second one reads 12,489,015 and 594 thousandths. So if we started to compare this number, we would start in the 10 millions place. And as you can see, all the digits are the same all the way down through the ones past the decimal, and then they are highlighted at the tenths place because they are different. So you would have to move through all of those place values until you get to the tenths to find a digit that is different. Then you can start comparing. So because 4 in the tenths place of the first number is less than 5, it would read that 12,489,015 and 459 is less than 12,489,015 and 594 thousandths. You do not have to write this down. If you want to pause the video to do so, you are more than welcome to. Again, how do we order decimals? When ordering decimals, think about what equivalent fractions when ordering your tenths and your hundredths. So you start with the largest place value. And each one of these, you have 6 tenths, you have 61 thousandths, and 16 hundredths. Each one of these does not have a digit in the whole number area. So we're starting in your tenths place. Here you have a 6, a 0, and a 1 in your tenths place. So you only have to look in the tenths place to be able to put these in order from least to greatest. Therefore, 0 in the tenths place is the smallest number value. So 61 thousandths would be first. Then your 1 in the tenths place of 16 hundredths is next. And your 6 in the tenths place is next. So that is how we will be ordering these in order from least to greatest. Okay, here we go with some practice. We're going to first start with comparing. So it says to click and drag. So when you guys get to your actual point of working on these assignments, you're going to click and drag the movable greater than, less than into the sign. But with me, you guys are just going to be following through as I walk through the examples. Remember, write these down as I go. So the first one reads 1/10, and then the second one reads 9 thousandths. Now they look a little bit different, and most of us would think, oh, that 1 is smaller than 9. But if we add our zeros behind it, this reads 100 thousandths, and this reads 9 thousandths. And I would look in the digit in the tenths place first to know that your greater gator is going to eat the greater value. So that's what we're going to practice on that. Next one. This time I want you to write it down. You have 74 hundredths and 9 tenths. Write both of those down and see if you can compare. Again, neither one of these have anything in the ones place. So pause the video here, get those written down, and see if you can get it. You should have noticed that 7/10 is less than 9/10, and your greater gator is going to eat the greater value. Let's practice another one. Okay, here's another one. Write these both down. Pause the video here and see if you can compare. The first one reads 216 thousandths. The second one reads 206 thousandths. They both have a 2 in your tens place, so then we have to move to our hundreds. And here is where we're going to check. Which one has a greater value? Well, your 1 in the hundredths place of the first number is greater. So it would read 216 thousandths is greater than 206 thousandths. Let's practice another. Okay, write these down as well. Pause the video here and see if you can find it out. You should have written down 35 thousandths is greater than 9 thousandths, because in your hundredths place, the 3 is greater in the first number. Okay, let's move to our review to compare in order from least to greatest. So same thing with ordering least to greatest. It just means that there's more than 2 numbers that you're comparing, but you're still doing your place value checks to make sure. And none of these have any digits in the ones place, so you're just starting to compare. Now, it says put in order from least to greatest. Now, I look and I have a 4, I have a 0, and I have a 4. My 0 is going to be my first one. Again, you're just watching on these. If you want to write them down, you can. But your first one's going to read 100 or 14 thousandths. Your second one, now we have 414 and we have 401. The 1 in this place value of the hundredths tells us that 414 thousandths is my greatest. And then this number right here for 101 thousandths goes in the middle. Okay, here's a couple that you're going to practice on your own. Okay, so you're going to put these in order from least to greatest. Now, again, you're going to be writing them down. So pause the video here. See if you can write them in order from least to greatest. Again, we start in our tens place. I have a 1, a 7, and a 7. So I'm going to start with my 1. It is the smallest. 177 thousandths. It's finished. Now I move to the hundredths place of these last two, and I have a 7 and I have a 1. So my 7 is my largest, 771 thousandths, and then I have 711 thousandths. Let's check another one. Here we have least to greatest again. Now these have a lot of the same digits, so pause the video here and see if you can get them in order from least to greatest. Okay, so we start in our tenths place, and you don't have to do any more work than this. Now I have a 2, a 0, and a 9 in the tenths place. So my 0 begins my first, so we have 29 thousandths first. Notice that the first number also reads 29, but it's 29 hundredths. So you're going to put decimal place 29 hundredths. If I added a 0 here, it would be 290, which then you can really tell that it is the biggest. And then your 922 goes last. Next one, you have least to greatest, last one of comparing that we are going to work together. Pause the video here and see if you can put these in order. Okay, so you should have noticed that your 0 was going to go first. So 57 thousandths is your first. Then you're going to check, oh, well, I have a 5. Oh, I have a 5 here, but then I have a 0. So 507 thousandths and then 57 hundredths. Now, if you're still confused, remember to add in that 0 at the end, And it doesn't change the value, but it makes it easier to see that you have 507, 57 thousandths, 570 thousandths. And that is the way to compare those. So if you need to pause the video here and get your notes caught up, please feel free to do so. Again, this is just a review of what we were practicing yesterday. Now, what you guys are going to do for your exit ticket is your Google Slides. You are going to be completing slides 2 through 13 on your own. And after you get finished with the Google Slides, then I will have extra practice for you guys to work on in the end. I still have students that have not completed all of their work on the Khan Academy, so let's make sure that we get completed with all past work as well. And that concludes our guided lesson for today, and I'll see you on the exit ticket.